So the mistaken identity that my story begins with is that storm that happened the Wednesday before Snowzilla. Do people remember this storm? Like, nobody was paying attention to it. It was gonna be nothing. Nobody could give a crap. And then it paralyzed the city. People were stranded for hours, and I know because I was one of them. So I'm on the ramp that takes you on to the Roosevelt Bridge, the one that floats above the Kennedy Center, sort of ethereally, that is also one lane. And we're inching along, we're making our way, and I am in the midst of planning. If you'll all recall back to where our minds were at about a week and a half ago, we were planning on what we were going to do during these glorious days that we were going to be at home. And I'm working on a book right now, so I was looking forward to 3 glorious days of writing. And I'm working on chapter 2 of my book, which is about transferable skills. So I was thinking about my transferable skills. The transferable skills that linguistics gives you for your career that's coming next. Yeah, Derek was just talking about before. And I'm deep in rumination, and I'm creeping along, and then all of a sudden I realize that we're not moving. And I can see what's happening. 4 cars ahead of me, there is a black BMW sliding sideways. And then she stops. And I can say she, because periodically, like a spider, a little leg would emerge from her car and just sort of claw, poke at the snow, and then like pull back into the car. And she's not moving, okay? And I'm looking around at my fellow drivers, right? Like, we all understand that somebody needs to go help this woman, right? Like, we all understand this is what's going to happen. This has to happen. We can't just all sit here and freeze to this bridge. Someone is going to go help this woman. It can't be me, because I don't know how to do anything with cars. But, like, nobody's moving. Everyone's just sitting there, you know, and her leg emerges with its 3-inch stiletto heel. Pokes at the snow, retreats. All right, so I'm like, okay, if I can do one thing, I can inspire people to action. So I step out of my car and I'm walking slowly. First of all, because this is now sheer ice. I'm also walking slowly because I don't know what to do when I get to her car, okay? And I'm also walking slowly because I am pantomiming assistance. Right? Like, look at me, people. This is how we do it. No one's interested. No one cares. I get to her car and her window rolls down. And with a thick Eastern European accent, I am informed, "You are not man." She is right. I am not man. I am going to need someone push and steer and someone in car and push. We need a group of men. Go find men. So I'm a 40-something-year-old single woman, so this is a directive that I am familiar with. And my grandmother was Eastern European, so something just clicked, right? Like, I am in task mode. I have been given my orders, and I march. And I don't know if you remember the Terminator movie. Do you remember his like thought process when he was like scanning a person, like man, woman, like the next like flow of information. Strapping looking, healthy looking, yes, no. I get to the next car, you know, like making eye contact, yes, no. And finally I get someone, right? Like he's a man. He's wearing appropriate looking clothing, and crucially, he's making eye contact with me. So I go like this, right? He rolls down his window and I explain to him, like, we're not gonna move if we don't help this woman. He's like, well, does she have front wheel drive or back? I was like, I have no idea, but somebody has to help this woman. Okay, and then I get one man, and then suddenly I have 4, right? Like, isn't that the way? Okay? So we go trudging over now, and I mean, I have to say, this woman is very, very unhelpful, right? Like, she wants us to come in her car And I'm trying to explain to her, like, no, I don't know what you think this is. This is a teach a man to fish situation, lady. Like, I don't know if you haven't been reading your Maimonides or what. We finally get her moving. She's inching along. We all go back to our cars and we join the flow of traffic. Now it's slow going. We're on the Roosevelt Bridge for about an hour. But we're moving inch by inch. So I have a long time to contemplate what had just happened. And I'm actually realizing this was a great opportunity to reflect on my transferable skills. I am a leader of men. I recognize problems. I figure out how to solve them. I get people inspired to act. I made change. I was the change that I wish to see in the world. Everyone, according to their means, right? Like, I don't know how to help her, but I found people who did. I found men, right? And then I start thinking about Maimonides, conveniently enough, right? Like, he has the taxonomy of 8 kinds of charitable giving, and I'm realizing I'm kind of a 4 or a 5, right? Because there's this difference between someone who gives before being asked, and I did that, right? So I'm feeling pretty good about myself until suddenly we come to a halt just as the exit ramp goes down to 1 lane. And up ahead, who is it? Black BMW, who has again come to a screeching halt sideways, effectively blocking anyone behind her from exiting the bridge. Anyone who wants to go on Route 50, that is. Which was me. And I'm pissed, right? Like, we taught you how to fish, lady! Like, I don't know what your problem is! And I'm fuming, like, I am not getting out of my car. And all of a sudden, this Jeep that had been inching along side by side with me, he has 26.2 stickers all over his car, right? And the, like, Wounded Warrior Project, like, leaps out of his car. And he's exactly who you would expect someone who has run at least 14 marathons by the bumper stickers on his car to be. And he gives this very authoritative stop to me. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I can't go anywhere, guy. Like, and he goes stalking over to her car, right? And the window comes down and I can see him lean in. And I know what she's asking him. She's asking him to get in her car. And I'm like, lady, like, I don't know what you think, but then he gets in her car. So I think, okay, well, he's gonna help her, straighten out the car and move. And he's gonna, like, pull over when they get, off to the side. And no, maybe he's gonna pull over when we get onto 50. And then we get onto 50 and we're cruising along, and I'm thinking, well, he's gonna pull over at the first exit. Or he's gonna pull over at the second exit, or he's gonna pull up. What is this guy doing? I followed them for about a mile, and then I had to turn off. And then I was treated to another clusterfuck of a traffic situation, and I forgot about them. Managed to get myself home about 2 hours later, and I'm sitting on my couch, and I'm starting to, kind of have a glass of wine and relax. And all of a sudden it hits me. Oh! It was about sex! Like, I should have known, right? This is DC. This is the city of Frank Underwood, where everything is about sex, except sex, which is about power. But, I don't know why it hadn't occurred to me before, right? Like, so if I have to make my list of skills, I guess among them, I need to add the fact that I can recognize when other people are skilled. And I have to say that what I witnessed that evening was some situational awareness. I'm not sure if what I witnessed was a trade-in of a Jeep to a BMW, or if what I witnessed was a breakdown hookup, or if what I witnessed was Maimonides, like, #1 of the charitable giving, right? The kind that gives with gratitude and not with begrudging sense of feeling like you have to give. But in any case, I unbegrudgingly acknowledge that what I saw were two people who recognized an opportunity and seized it. Thank you.